Hello, tbcr here. Welcome to the prelude section of what is a 5-part series on my trip to Minnesota in the summer of 2025. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are you going to Minnesota? Or maybe not, I'm not you. Well, I'm doing a multitude of things, but the main thing the entire trip kind of centers around is Summer Games Done Quick 2025 is a little thing right there says. SGDQ, as the name implies, has a central focus on one thing.
Gaming.
That's right, Orson. More specifically, speedrunning to raise money for Doctors Without Borders.
Médecins Sans Frontières.
Now, I'm actually doing a run at this event, that being the 1995 FPS Citadella. No, I'm not wearing that outfit. This video series will hopefully document 11 days from July 3rd to July 14th. Part 1 will cover the initial transit to Chicago. Part 2 will hopefully cover a visit to Six Flags Great America as part of the first episode of the Park Report. Part 3 will cover the transit from Chicago to Minneapolis and the week of GDQ. Part 4 will cover the travel back home, and then Part 5 will hopefully be a bit of a recap. There is a current predicted total of 72 hours of transit in this. 72 hours? What plane takes 72 hours to get from North Carolina to Illinois? Well, I'm not taking a plane. If you've been living under a rock, there's been a lot of not great news regarding planes. Gotta be honest with you, I'm a bit spooked about riding a plane. Luckily, there is another mode of travel to get there. What are you taking, Greyhound? I can't finish this sentence. Get out of here with that shit. No. We're taking the train to the event. Ah, yes, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation, also known as Amtrak. You know, they do intercity rail service for 46 states and 3 Canadian provinces. While this is not the first Amtrak I've ridden before, that would be the transit from the Research Triangle to Charlotte and back. This is my first overnight train, and especially the first one going out of state. So here's the plan. Well, we can't start in the Research Triangle. It's actually more expensive to start in either Cary or Raleigh in there. So we have to start in Rocky Mount, and then we'll head up to Washington, D.C., and then to Pittsburgh, and then through Ohio, past Sandusky. Oh, I wish I could go to Cedar Point, and then end up in Chicago. There, it'll be the 4th of July. Me and will go to Six Flags Great America, spend the day there. It'll be my first time at the park. And then on the 5th, take the 7-hour coach to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Joining me on this voyage is Chance, someone I've known for years, and is also someone who regularly is in my chat. Okie doke, some things to consider with this video footage. Number 1, it's going to be shot on either my iPhone or the Canon EOS M2. The Canon can only support up to 1080p 30, and the iPhone will probably be that, although there may be some 30 FPS stuff, maybe in the Park Report specifically. I do have mounts for both of these, so we can have mostly smooth footage. So let's see how that goes. Number 2, some people may be pixelated or black box in the SGDQ footage, or I may do some weird camera movements. This is to respect the privacy policy that SGDQ 2025 has, the new updated one. Anyone with focus in the video has either agreed to be on the camera fully or with censoring stipulations. If there's someone that doesn't want me to film them or have them in the video, that footage will get deleted. You will not see it. I'm going to ask people ahead of time, which I have. I'm going to ask people at the event just to double check, and then they're going to get first watch privileges to these videos, and then once everyone's like, this is some good stuff, this is when the videos will come out. Alright, number 3, other than reflections on surfaces and maybe any on-ride photos, you're not going to see me physically on camera. Well, my face. Sorry. And number 4, the Park Report is not a review of the park. It is my experience at the park, but it is not a review of the park. It is my first time going to Six Flags Great America, but it is not a review of the park. It's just a snapshot of a day. Oh yeah, and number 5, during the transit videos, I'm going to be using my speedrun split noises to let you know how well we're doing on the plane. So if you're not like actually watching the video intently, you'll know how it's going. With that said, next video in the series will be on the initial travel to Chicago. First 2 parts will be uploaded when I can actually get them done and when I think they're ready, and then parts 3 and 4 will be done probably after I get back and everything's been sorted in terms of people in the footage. So with that out of the way, the playlist has the video. Part 1 begins now.